take a look at Iowa in the presidential race. President Donald Trump wins Iowa's 6 electoral votes with 100% of the precincts reporting. As you can see here, Donald Trump with 53%, former VP with 45%. Now the electoral math across the state now, or excuse me, across the country is what we'd like to take a look at. This is where things get a little murky because 7 states are still up for grabs. That's 86 electoral votes still unaccounted for. So remember, you can see Biden's got 238, Donald Trump 213. That magic number one of them has to get to is 270. So we're talking swing states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Now we might not know the results from those states for a few days. Former VP Joe Biden, like we said, 238, Donald Trump 213. So joining us this morning is Elias Johnson with more on how this presidential race is shaking up. And Elias, you and I were just speaking this morning. You know, there's a lot going on kind of on a national level that is going to impact all of us with the presidential race. But it's kind of the messaging that is going to be an issue. Yeah,
you know, declaring victory before a victory's been declared. That's something kind of new as most people wait to see those returns. It's too early. I mean, that's the bottom line. It is too early. They're going county by county in places like Wisconsin, and it's just bouncing back and forth right now on who's going to win the White House. These are key states that they have to count. Both President Trump and the former VP picked up some major wins. Some states are all done, just like Iowa, but neither one has that critical 270 you mentioned, and that's what it's all about. Biden so far performing as expected, as vote counts continue rolling in across the country. The former vice president boosted by wins in traditional Democratic strongholds and the Pacific West Coast. California, Oregon, Washington, not a surprise, all going Democrat here. A surprise outcome, Biden has won Arizona, according to the AP.
And it ain't over till every vote is counted, every ballot is counted. But we're feeling good. We're feeling good about where we are.
Trump winning the biggest prize so far, taking all of Florida's 29 electoral votes and performing well in rural areas, including Iowa. Now, this is where, as we talked about, it's getting interesting. This morning, during a speech, without those final results, the president claims he won.
This is a fraud on the American public. Frankly, we did win this election. There's never been rallies like that.
So again, Biden says we're going to count all the votes. Trump saying, hey, you can't be counting all these votes after polls close. Right now, the cliffhanger appears to be the Rust Belt, not Florida. At this point, as we continue to wait for Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, all those races to be called. And that, my friends, will decide who wins the White House. Wisconsin officials telling ABC News they expect statewide results early sometime today. But we'll continue to provide you with those numbers as soon as we get them. And so far, it appears young folks did not turn out to vote as expected. National exit polls suggesting those 18 to 29-year-olds make up the same percentage of the electorate as they did back in 2016. In the newsroom, still following things. We'll do so all morning. Sabrina, Elias Johnson sending it back up to you.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll continue to keep our eyes on what the messaging is too, Elias.
Yeah.
And good morning, everybody. Jackie Schmelin here. Very excited to be part of this incredible team this morning. So all eyes, obviously, on the presidential race, but we were closely watching the Senate race between incumbent Joni Ernst and her Democrat challenger, Teresa Greenfield. Now, Ernst will keep her seat, receiving 52% of the vote compared to Democrat Greenfield, who received 45%. Local 5's John Schaefer has more from the GOP watch party Tuesday night.
Well, it was about as normal of a night as you could get amidst a pandemic for the GOP watch party. A lot of celebrating, of course, going on tonight, starting at the top as President Donald Trump wins the election here in the state of Iowa. Working our way down, Joni Ernst wins the Senate once again. She will get another 6 years in office.
I'm losing my voice, folks, and I don't even care. I don't even care. You know why I don't care? Because Joni Ernst is my senator. That's why I don't care.
Folks, let me say, we did it 6 years ago. We did it again. Just as I have for the last 6 years, I will spend the next 6 years working every single day to live up to the honor that you have given me as your United States Senator. But I'd also like to say something to every Iowan, whether you supported me or not. This has been a very difficult year and a very challenging election for all of us. People on both sides feel divided. Emotions and those wounds are very, very raw. But the election is over, and it's time to start the healing. We need to turn down the rhetoric and start listening once again.
And while Senator Joni Ernst will enjoy this victory, she knows she has to get back to work.
Monday, we go right back to Washington, D.C. We still have COVID relief that I want to see get over the finish line. I think that that's paramount right now. We've still got a lot of Iowa businesses hurting. Our healthcare systems need to be propped up. So there's a lot more we should be working on.
Now we will await the final results for President Trump going head-to-head with Joe Biden in the presidential election. Reporting from the downtown Marriott, John Schaefer, Local 5 News, We Are Iowa.
Now at the national level, Republicans still maintain control of the Senate by a slim margin. That's according to the AP. The latest results give the Republicans a razor-thin lead with 47 seats to Democrats' 45. 2 seats are independent. Now, 35 Senate seats were up for grabs this election cycle. So far, 17 of those seats went to Republicans. 12 seats went to Democrats. And we're still waiting on final results for Alaska, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, and Maine. And we'll get you those results as soon as they go final. Sabrina?
Well, every single one of Iowa's congressional seats were in play, all 4 of them, and the AP has not declared a winner in the 1st congressional district. 1st and 2nd saying they're too close to call. So Republican Ashley Ensign trying to unseat incumbent Democrat Abby Finkenauer. With 100% of precincts reporting, Hinson received 51% of the votes, while Finkenauer received 49. Okay, so you just saw that full screen there for Congressional District 2, Jackie. Let's talk about that.
Okay, in the 2nd congressional race, it's a neck-and-neck race with no winner yet announced. With 100% of precincts reporting, Republican State Senator Marionette Miller Meeks is leading Democrat Rita Hart by just 282 votes. So they're vying for retiring Representative Dave Loebsack's seat.
Incumbent Cindy Axne will retain her 3rd congressional seat. Her challenger was the former Congressman himself, David Young. She beat the former representative by a razor-thin margin, taking home just more than 6,000 more votes than Young, but Young has conceded and says Cindy Axne is the winner.
And now in the 4th congressional district, Republican State Senator Randy Feenstra will take over Steve King's seat after beating Democrat J.D. Scholten 62% to 38%.
This all comes as we have set new all-time turnout records for the Iowa general election. According to Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate, ballots, of course, are still coming in, but we have already shattered the previous record of 1,589,951 set in 2012. By at least 80,000 votes. Local 5's Matthew Judy reports from Dallas County, where turnout nearly doubled from the midterm in 2016.
Well, we are here in Dallas County where election results were in by 10 p.m. on election night. Maybe it didn't behind the scenes, but at least everybody else, it looked like it ran pretty smoothly. Long lines in the mornings was the theme of the day, but voters were still excited to turn out and get their voice heard.
This is the last day we got to do this.
And plenty of people did. 2 different polling places in Dallas County told us they had lines for more than 4 hours to start the day.
I just really wanted the opportunity to use my rights to be able to do this, and it's a blessing that I can have the right to be able to vote and to choose who aligns most with my political views.
This is a ride. We have a little one. He's 4 years old, and we're trying to teach him that this is your duty as a citizen.
And for Tanya, it was her first chance to vote in a presidential election after previously living in Puerto Rico.
I am guessing people in my work couldn't stand me today because I was like, I'm voting. So it was just like, it was so exciting for me to be able to take part in this election.
And here in Dallas County, more than 56,000 people cast their ballot. You compare that to 4 years ago, which was just over 38,000, a big increase for one of Iowa's fastest growing counties. A win for Republicans up near the top of the ticket, though not as big as they might have hoped for President Donald Trump here in Dallas County, winning by just over 1,000 votes. But again, pretty good turnout here in Dallas County. Reporting in Dallas County, Matthew Judy, Local 5 News, We Are Iowa.
I love Tanya's outlook. No matter who wins, you get to vote, and that is your right as an American citizen. Now, for a complete look at our election night results, head on over to weareiowa.com. It's extensive.